You're not struggling because you're not good at what you do. You're not struggling because you suck. You're struggling because you never learned how to actually sell. Man, I can't tell you how many people I end up talking to about how awesome and amazing they are at what they do, at what they sell. They're a tactician in delivering the thing that they're actually selling, but they're just not getting enough opportunities, enough at bats, enough times or where people can actually say yes to them. Hey, I'm Donnie Bovine. I'm the CEO and founder of Success Champions Networking. And in this episode, we're going to be talking all about how most people, they spent years in their career field, became absolutely amazing rock stars, but have since jumped out, launched their own company, and they're trying all the things and it's just not working. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of frameworks to try and help you out with this. Please make sure you like and subscribe as you're watching this videos. It helps me out tremendously to reach more people and help more of the corporate escapees that are out there do a lot better in business. Um, I recently had a friend that I knew literally had 30,000 followers on LinkedIn and could not get a LinkedIn business successful up off the ground and had to go get a job. And what I find often is, most people have gotten really good at building out whatever they're building out. Like, you'll see somebody, maybe they're a fractional COO, and they come from a background of running $100 million companies from the operational standpoint. And so, like, they could sign off on a $4 million PO. They could manage and deliver all the operations for 1,000 employees and do all these amazing things, but now they're out on their own and they're lost. And it really comes down to a couple of fundamental truths. Most people that left corporate America never spent a day in some sort of sales role. What they did is they kept climbing the corporate ladder and becoming amazing and awesome at what they do, but they never learned how to sell. So the only sales experience they actually have is, the things that they've bought and or purchased in their life. So they bought things like they bought a house, they bought a car, they bought insurance, right? These are all very, very transactional things that people have purchased over the years. And unfortunately, they're now trying to sell something that is likely five, six, seven, maybe eight even figures. And they've never experienced a true sales call. They've only experienced something very transactional. Like, if I buy a house, I don't need to talk to my realtor for the next 5, 10, 20 years, whatever, right? But, so what their perception of sales is this greaseball kind of sales tactic, and they don't understand the flow of the conversation. They don't understand how to turn that conversation into something where people actually buy what they do. So, because they don't have any sales experience, what often happens is they either avoid activities altogether because they went from being a titled person inside of a corporate entity to now out on their own, and they don't know how the conversation's going to go. They don't know how to package up what they sell. Maybe they really don't have any clue of who the hell they're actually supposed to be selling to. So all this, and now they get information overload because they're watching YouTube videos, or watching or reading posts on LinkedIn. They're doing all these things to really try and get the business moving forward. And a lot of people get to that 1 year, maybe 2 year, pushing up on 3, and their business is still not functioning at the level that needs to be done. So they get overwhelmed with information. They try a few things. They half-ass more things because they'll go down a path for a little while. They get disciplined for 2 moments, and then next thing you know, they're trying to do all the things and nothing is kicking off. So I want to break it down very, very, very simple for you. There are only three major activities you need to be doing to build your business. And it's a really simple framework that I love calling 30, 30, 30. Okay. And these three things are, I promise, if you get these dialed in, you're going to find yourself in more conversations, more opportunities, and better rooms where opportunities are going to happen for you. Leads will come to you, but it's not going to be an overnight fix. Okay. And I can tell you, one of the things kicking a lot of people's ass that I didn't throw out there is when you're in a situation where you have to make money or consequences are dire and going to happen now, you're going to make poor decisions. It's just unfortunately how things go. Right. So it is this wicked emotional cocktail of crap that sucks, but a lot of people end up dealing with. So the 30, 30, 30 framework really breaks down where you should be spending majority of your time. I'm a firm believer that if you are in a 0 to 1 business, meaning you're in startup mode, not like you're a funding mode type thing, but startup mode type business, like every activity you need to be needs to be focused on getting in front of people who can actually say yes to you. And it's not easy. It's actually really hard when you've never done it before. So, 30, 30, 30 breaks down where you should be spending your time in business development activities. 30% of your time needs to be spent networking. 30% of your time needs to be focused on thought leadership. And 30% of your time needs to be focused on the habits inside of all of that that allows you to get into more and better conversations. So for me, networking is getting into the rooms with people that sell to your best or ideal clients and are not competition for you. So if you sell business to business, then you need to be in happy hours with other people that sell business to business. You need to be in associations and groups and places with other people who sell to the entire company and not just the individuals in it. And unfortunately, what most networking is it is a bunch of people standing around socializing. It's like you're trying to pay to make friends, right? Networking is meant to have outcomes. Networking is meant to have ROI, right? So when you think about the things you're doing from a networking perspective, if the activities you're engaging in do not return on investment, opportunity, or value, then you got to change it up and you got to do something else. Okay. But I think you should be in one weekly networking meeting with your best referral partners. I think you should be a part of the community you're in. I think you should be heavily involved in volunteer activities. And I think you should become known in your area for the person who does what you do. The second 30% of your time needs to be focused on thought leadership. Like, I am huge on this. You need to be going all in on LinkedIn at minimum. There's so much business to be found on that platform right now that it blows me away that more people aren't spending a lot of time there, because those of us that are doing tremendous and amazing things. So you need to be out and simply teaching the things you're figuring out. I talked to a guy the other day, and he runs a phenomenal leads and business development company, and they are absolutely amazing at what they do. They have a ridiculous pipeline, and hey, Chuck, and they are having a ton of business coming in, and they, were trying to figure out how to make LinkedIn work. And he was honest with me. He was like, I don't know anything about what my team does. I just know they're really damn good at what they do, so it's easy to sell. I suggested, why don't you simply document what you're learning from your team about what they do? Uh, and Chuck, man, for you, you've got low hanging fruit that I think that beats what others don't. Is you've got freaking years of wisdom and knowledge, and you got some cool rooftops that you could be doing videos from. So what people don't think is your everyday that is mundane and boring to you is the exact stuff other people want to hear from. And now, we live in this day and age of AI, which is just a beautiful thing at the moment. Like, you could literally go to Chat GPT or whatever your AI is that's you're working with and say, "Hey, help me with some ideas of things that I could post about based on this. Give me some ideas to put things out there." Um, oh, Bruce, it's huge, absolutely huge. I can't begin to even explain how much LinkedIn has done for the company. So, a couple things that I did for thought leadership and to get some ideas out of your head. If you watch any sort of TV, listen to any sort of podcast, read any books, and along doing any of those, having regular conversations, and you get a aha or a light bulb moment, write that down because that is a moment where you can actually, come back the next day and write a piece of content around that. And so, what I try and tell everybody is content is easy to come up with. You've just got to start the behavior or the habit of putting out content. So, I challenge you to put a post out every day on LinkedIn. And I don't care if it's a two-sentence quote, but every day put something out. This is how I figured out how to write, and it just worked for me. Now, you got to remember, am damn near an uneducated guy. I graduated high school with a 2.1 GPA. I did not learn grammar. I suck at math. Right? So what I had to do is literally write every day until I figured out and learned how to write. It took me about 6 months of constantly daily posting to find my voice and figure out what I need to talk about. And the trick is, I got made fun of a lot when I first started putting content out because of how bad the spellings were, how bad the grammar was, and it was a massive struggle, but I got through it. And I committed to do it every day because I know I'm a lazy bastard. And if I, skip a day, it's going to become I skip 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and the likes. So literally, it's just committing to putting out, even if it's a short post every day, just so you learn the process of putting something out. And if you have something that people would see, literally just put a post out and say, "Hey, man, I'm on a roof today. It's 100 some odd degrees. Hope you all have an amazing day." It could be something that's simple, and it just works. And it just works. And then the last 30% of your time needs to be spent in how can I get into more conversations? So it's the habits you need to think about. So, what is your daily habit routine that you are doing consistently that allows you to get into new conversations? And this is not about collecting as many people as you possibly can, but you have to think about what are all the things that you have to do to find new conversations to get into. And that's new conversations with prospects, new conversations with referral partners, new conversations to meet new people in the network, right? There's a lot of things. And you need to have a consistent, regime, consistent habits that you're doing on a regular basis. And like for me, I knew that I was going to struggle putting out content on LinkedIn. So not only did I say I was going to do it every day, I went for a walk every morning and take the dogs out with the farm, every morning. And I came back in and I started writing my content right then and there, which allowed me to get into the routine of doing it every day. So, you need to be thinking about what are the habits that you need to have. You need to not only be, putting out content on LinkedIn, you need to be doing reach outs on LinkedIn. You need to be inviting people to the groups and the places you're networking. These are all phenomenal business development tools that allow you to get into more and more new and amazing conversations. So, look, I know most people that have left corporate America or corporate world in general are just amazing at what they do. They just haven't got into enough new conversations or enough at bats that allows them to get what they need done. So go figure out which gets you into most conversations and double down on that. So I'm going to leave you with that. Um, and just say, stop being just a tactician. Get in the game and go do some amazing things and watch what happens. Nobody ever figures any of this stuff out until you're getting punched in the face by doing the thing. It's there's no other way to learn it. Nobody's going to teach you it in a book. Nobody's going to teach you it on a video. You have to go get punched in the face doing the thing. So then you can come back and go, okay, I tried this. That didn't work. How do I get better? And then you can bring those type of questions to people that have been there, done that, and they can help you a lot faster. If you got any value out of this, please make sure you like and subscribe. I do this every Monday. Have fun hanging out here. So share this out if you got any value. I really, really appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe below. Love you, mean it. See you. Bye.